Hey guys, welcome back to the Rideshare Hub. It's Isabella, and today I'm sharing a little clip from an interview we did with Ronnie. He's a fellow YouTuber and Uber driver. All his links will be down below, but before we get started, I wanted to give a huge shout out to Play Octopus. Play Octopus is a company that gives you a tablet completely for free to put in the back of your car if you're an Uber or Lyft driver. Riders can play games on there, and in turn you can get up to an extra $100 per month, so I definitely recommend getting one. If you are interested, we have a link down below for that, so be sure to check out Play Octopus. Anyways, let's get into the video.
How much did you make on your best day? Like, what's the most you've made in a single day driving for Uber?
Um,
And how many hours did you work that day?
okay. I have a video on my channel, probably from like last year sometime. I want to say it was like 565 or 60 something dollars. And I don't think that's with any like promotions. That's just straight up trips, and maybe like around 11, anywhere from 10 to 12 hours. I can't remember the exact amount of hours. I'll have to go back and watch the video. So about say like five something, 560.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's
Mhm.
really good, actually.
Yeah, yeah,
What would
not too
that be
shabby.
like 50 to 60 an hour?
You said would it be 15 to 16 hours?
50 to 60
Oh, a
per
week?
hour. No,
Oh,
like
I see
per
what you're saying. I see what you're saying. 50 or 60 per hour. I don't know. I don't do like the numbers like that. And the reason why, because there's too many nerds out here. I always say this. When I'm making my videos, because like, how much is that per hour? Like, oh well, what about the deductions and the gas? Like, people take this so serious and they make it more complicated than what it needs to be. I just put the time in. I try to set out to make like now like 300 something dollars a day, and maybe at the time I was probably doing trying to do like 11 or close to 12 hours a day. And I was like, hey man, I made $565, and if y'all want to do the math, you're more than welcome to it. But I really don't care.
So you don't think it's important to kind of like map stuff out like that?
You said map stuff out.
Or just like break things down or like
As far as breaking things down, I think it depends on your situation, because you have two different types of drivers. You had a part time, you had a full time. So we're gonna start off with part time. If you work in a normal job, you got to find ways that realistically how many hours that you could drive per week. And I always say, like, try to set a goal for yourself. People don't break down people don't really break down like the numbers as far as how much money they could potentially, make doing this. So let's say you was to make an average like $500 a week, part time. That's an extra $2,000 a month that you could have. So they don't find ways that they could benefit. They too busy worrying about dumb stuff. Like, well, what about gas, or there are no benefits, or I heard this from somebody else. Like, man, forget all that, man. Just put the time in. Even if you make 80 to $100 a day, it's like you can still benefit. And as far as
yeah.
full time, if you plan on doing it full time, I would. Only thing you have to break down is like your expenses, how much money that you need to make to cover your rent and all this other stuff. Then you break down the numbers. Okay, I need to make this per week. All right, and as simple as that. But as far as like getting real intricate, it's like the numbers, like, okay, well, I drove 40 hours and I averaged this per hour. Like, okay, even if you do figure that out, what is that going to do for you? I mean, I don't know,
Yeah.
because I feel like the most important areas that you can focus on is your disciplines. I mean, because even you could break down all the numbers, but you only drove 15, 20 hours and you inconsistent, then why does the numbers really matter? It doesn't.